If you want to make your first 10,000 in a month, here's exactly what I would do. Step no. 1. Get your finances in order. If you want to be making $1,000 a month, you need to at least be making $50 an hour. So if you have a full-time job that pays you 40 hours a week, that's $2,080 a month. Now that doesn't leave you with a lot of wiggle room for expenses or savings. So you need to tighten up your belt and cut back on all those unnecessary expenses like subscriptions, takeout, and shopping. My best advice is to move in with some roommates so you can cut back on rent and use that extra money to invest back into yourself. Now that you've got your finances in order, it's time to start bringing in that cash. The best way to do this is to start a side hustle. Now, there are a lot of different side hustles out there that you can choose from, but I recommend that you pick something that you enjoy doing, or at least do you mind doing, because you're really going to be doing this for a while. And if you don't enjoy it, you're probably not going to stick with it. Some of my favorite side hustles include dog walking, house cleaning, handyman work, and mowing lawns. But if you're not so good with people, you could always try something online like freelancing, graphic design, web development, or even just selling products on Amazon. The sky's the limit! Really! Just pick something that you're good at or are willing to learn and go for it. Once you've got your side hustle up and running, it's time to start investing that money. Now, there are a lot of different ways that you could go about doing this, but I recommend that you start by investing in yourself. This could mean buying courses to improve your skills or attending networking events to meet new people. You could also look into getting certifications in your field or even pursuing a degree. Whatever you do, make sure that you're constantly learning and improving, because that S, ultimately what S, going to help you earn more money. After you've invested in yourself, you should start thinking about investing in assets that will bring in passive income. Now, this could be anything from rental properties to dividend stocks to even starting your own YouTube channel. Now, I know that you're probably thinking that you don't have enough money to do this, but trust me, you can get started with very little money. For example, you could start a YouTube channel right now with just a smartphone and some basic editing software. Or you could invest in dividend stocks by using a service like M1 Finance. They allow you to invest in fractional shares, which means that you don't need a lot of money to get started. Plus, they have a pie feature that allows you to create custom portfolios based on your investment goals. For example, you could create a pie that tracks the S&P 500, or you could create your own portfolio of dividend-paying stocks. M1 Finance is completely free to use, which means that you can start investing today without paying any fees. So once you've invested in yourself and in some passive income streams, it's time to start diversifying your investments. This means that you shouldn't put all of your eggs in one basket. Instead, you should spread your investments around so that you're not too exposed to any one asset. For example, you could invest in real estate, stocks, bonds, and even crypto. Now, I know that a lot of people are afraid of investing in crypto, but the truth is that it's a relatively safe investment if you know what you're doing. Plus, it has the potential to generate huge returns. In fact, if you had invested $100 into Bitcoin back in 2013, you would now have over $100,000. So just keep that in mind. Now, no matter how much money you make, it's important to remember that you need to save for retirement. The government recommends that you save at least 15% of your income, but I think that's kind of low. If you want to retire comfortably, you should probably aim to save at least 20% of your income. And if you're able to do that, you'll be able to retire much earlier than your peers. So there you have it. Those are my top tips for making your first 10K in a month. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely possible if you're willing to work hard and smart. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.